rolling.
All right.
It's my inner Fred Durst. Keep rolling. Whatever happened to that guy?
He made one song and disappeared. I don't know.
No, they had that. Well, I guess it was one back in the day. One CD's
One
worth
CD.
They did okay.
Okay.
They made some money.
Well, that one song made some money. It still plays on commercials and shit, so you get a residual for that.
But it was just like, we're
Gone.
done with you.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't much at all.
Nope.
Yeah, I'm a little lackluster today. We were just talking, a little tired, a little worn down.
Yeah.
Obviously, we couldn't do this when we normally do it. Couple things of my schedule was a little weird this week, and you actually
Had to
have
go
a
to work.
job.
Yeah, I have a job now.
For the first time
in 6 months.
6 months.
I am back in the building.
Yeah.
First time in 6 months.
Schedule's thrown off, so here over the next couple of weeks, I'm sure we'll have to, our schedule
Hash it out.
times might go differently as when these things get released. But
Please still listen.
Please still listen. Please tell all your friends. Please make sexy comments about us. Even if you don't know us, but
You should. We're
you
cool.
should.
We're cool guys.
people. Cool, sexy guys.
Yeah.
Just keep putting that out there. But cool, sexy guys. I know this is all guys that listen, but tell the ladies in your around.
They're like wide set fellas. You're going to love us.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I don't know that it's huge. We mentioned it just right before we started, but I don't know what to do with the information.
Okay.
With the Leonard Fournette thing.
I'll tell you the way I look at it. One, how big of a disaster has the Jack and Jill
That might work.
It might work. The Jack and Jill Jaguars are just a complete fucking dumpster fire. They were in the AFC Championship game 3 years ago. And they don't have anybody on that goddamn team anymore.
If you can play football, they're cutting you.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
two off seasons ago, you would have said, get them a quarterback, they probably win the Super Bowl.
Yeah. And, how do you pronounce his name? That went to the Bears.
You mean went to the Vikings?
Vikings, I'm sorry.
Ngakoue?
Takes a $6 million pay cut to get out of town.
Yeah, that's how much he didn't want
that's a professional athlete that is in the trenches of taking shots every,
Yeah.
I'm going to take $6 million less.
Yeah.
Just to get out of here.
Yeah. I mean, they're trading guys for, they traded Ramsey. Okay, they got a first round out of Ramsey. That's probably your best trade so far you've gotten rid of.
Yeah.
Calais Campbell was a freaking 6th round pick. AJ Boye was a 5th round pick. Fournette, you just cut. It's just, And,
I'd seen some, I guess you can't say Jaguar fans, but people that maybe follow them, about, we needed to get rid of Fournette. He's like, you know what? His rookie year rushed for 1,700 yards.
Yeah.
His second year, he was injured.
Yeah.
And missed half the season and rushed for 700.
And last year, it was 1,200 or 1,300 yards
1,300 yards.
Yeah.
On a shit team. That, the Minshew mania, but what did he really do?
Yeah.
It was no threat. It was still, we got to stop Fournette.
Uh-huh.
That was the...
Yeah, we'll let him chuck around all he wants.
So why was he not good enough?
I don't know if they just, want to get rid of everybody just for the sake of getting the number one pick.
It's what it's got to be.
You have to be thinking now, well, we're just going to get Trevor Lawrence.
Oh, Doug Marrone, man.
Yeah, Doug Marrone. If you're getting rid
of...
He's
an ass anyways, kind of.
He is. But if I'm whoever the hell the GM owner, if that's even a thing over there, if I'm cleaning house players-wise, I'm cleaning house everywhere else, too.
Well,
Marone's got to have that in the back of his fucking head.
It's over.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not... Hey, coach, we're going to take all the players that can play football, and we're going to get them out of town.
That way, when we draft Lawrence, he has nobody.
That way, because we know for a fact that you can't tank in the NFL because players won't tank because you can't. They don't have guaranteed contracts, so they can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
But the ownership group can make sure that we have guys that work at Home Depot, playing corner and trying to lock them down on an island out there. So they're going to get locked into that pick. top 2 or 3
at least.
So they're going to get, Lawrence or Fields.
Mm-hmm.
You'd like to say they have to be top 2, but somebody's going to be in there that doesn't need a quarterback.
Pretty much.
I mean, so,
Yeah.
In that top 4,
Uh-huh.
and then they're just going to shit can everybody.
Yeah. It's so ridiculous of what they've done. I mean, I'm just coming from more of a, whatever you want to see, like if they're looking at more of a business standpoint, I'm just looking as, I'm the coach. I want to win as much as possible. You know what I mean? And you're getting rid of all my guys. And I know part of the fact is that some of the players didn't get along with Doug Marrone.
Well, I can see that.
I mean, you're right. I mean, he's a very well known that he's an asshole.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it, but at the same time, like, don't be an asshole.
A lot of guys can say they don't get along with the head coach or whatever, but let's be real honest. On any given team, there's like 2 to 3 guys that can even say anything.
Exactly.
Because the rest of the guys can't force a trade.
No.
Can't. I mean, you can't.
No, he pissed off his 6 best players.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the bottom line.
And a lot of it's the ownership.
Yeah.
And a lot of it's the owner's son.
Yeah.
That he seems to be
stirring the pot a little bit.
Well, and the other thing he owns is a side business. Is it's a company that dives deep into the stats or whatever, trying to moneyball the NFL.
Yeah.
And he makes that part of the, hey, if you're going to be the head coach here, you got to use this.
Okay. He's more of the analytical kind of.
I was listening to, what's his name? He was a former GM.
Tannenbaum?
No, he's still a GM, isn't he?
I thought he was with the NFL guys.
Maybe he is.
I don't know. It could be.
Whoever it was, they said that basically what needs to happen is everybody kind of gets the feeling that they're, we're going to get that number 1 pick and they're going to clean everything out. And then you're going to headhunt a big profile coach and offer him everything. Like you're the GM.
Yeah. I don't know who that is, but.
Dabo.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right.
I mean,
realistically, that makes sense, but
yeah. I mean, why wouldn't it'd be the only? You want to take somebody like him, and they're about the only franchise that's going to take a flyer on college coaches anymore because
they're a shit show.
But you're never going to get a Dabo without offering everything.
You got to
offer everything.
Yeah,
and they're in a perfect situation to offer everything.
They are. You're right though. Dabo's not leaving Clemson unless he's the man.
Yeah, it's like
he's
10 years, guaranteed.
Give him
you
a
can fire
contract.
me after 3, but you're paying me for everything. So that's the only way you'd get him. But it would be. I think it's going to be a situation like that.
No, yeah, it doesn't have to be Dabo, but I understand. I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
just
which is only maybe a Lincoln Riley.
Yeah, could be that too. Yeah,
but there's a couple college coaches that you can go after, but other than that, NFL wise, it's going to be a tough one getting an NFL coach coming in there, watching what they've done,
and wanting to be there.
Hey, you guys, you gotta stay the fuck away because you don't know football.
Exactly.
Get guys in here that know football.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just they already didn't have any fans.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So it's actually lucking out that they're not allowed to have fans for the first couple games because they weren't going to have any anyways.
No.
But it couldn't have been more perfect timing for them to do this.
You're not wrong. And the only thing that they have that's keeping fans coming back is for some God knows what reason, the fans love Minshew. And at least for this year, you'll have some fans watching him, but
that's the thing is like nobody was watching in the first place, even when they loved him. But that's why I say it's a perfect timing because you don't have any. You have any fans anyways. You're not allowed to sell any, and even at that, you're allowed to sell 25% or whatever it is. So that's about what they were selling when they were open. So
I don't know. I just look at it as more as the competitor side. It's just like, what the fuck are you doing, man? I get it. It's a business and there's a lot of turnover, but there shouldn't be that much turnover in 10 months.
Well, how are they? Because part of the, because the salary cap, hard cap, but there's also a hard bottom line number that most people don't.
Yeah.
Most people don't know about because nobody's ever flirting with that.
Yeah.
But, man, unless they're just taking cap hits on all these guys, there's no way that they're paying enough people to be hitting that bottom line.
Exactly.
There's no way.
No,
now,
now
you get some guys out of there and you take a 12 mil hit here and here. That shit adds up.
Yeah.
But, they should have $100 million worth of space next year.
They should. They should have the most fucking cap room next year to
and I understand, the Fournette thing. Not cutting him, but not extending him. It's like every big name running back hits the market next year.
Exactly.
Running backs are going to be crazy cheap. Crazy cheap next year. But there's no reason to cut him. And then on the way out the door, you send that tweet out or whatever.
We can't get anything for him?
Yeah, we tried to trade him. Couldn't even get a 6-rounder for this guy. Of like, hey, man.
What are you doing?
Like, just remember a year ago, like, what was it, 30% of all NFLPA complaints came out of Jacksonville?
Yeah.
And
exactly.
it's shit like that.
That's why they're complaining. Shut the fuck up.
You can have all the space you want. What free agents coming? Well, remember that?
Yeah.
Because that was the NFLPA was actively saying, don't go
Don't go there. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, don't go to Jacksonville because they treat you like shit.
Yeah. And that'd be an interesting thing. I know that guy has a ton of money. A ton of money.
Yeah.
But when do the other owners step up and go, hey, man, you're kind of shit showing our league?
Yeah, exactly.
Like even like the Bengals and the Browns and the Lions, and they still have their fan bases.
Exactly.
And they may not be great or good at any point, but they're not embarrassing like they're in game, and they're not doing stupid shit.
No, they don't say stupid shit like that. You cut a player that's been on your team for 5 years, there's always a thank you. Hey, thanks for the hard work.
Yeah.
Appreciate your time. Sorry it didn't work out. All of that stuff. Now, we couldn't even fucking trade the guy. 6th-round pick. He's terrible.
And that comes off like with the Marone thing, too, of the fact of the Buffalo deal. When he was in Buffalo, takes him into the playoffs.
No, that wasn't him.
Wasn't that him? Thought that was him, close. And then he opted out.
No, McDermott took him to the playoffs the first time.
But what did Marone do? Like, he had a good year. And then he opted out to get another job, and nobody fucking called.
Exactly.
Of like, well, that tells you something.
He had one good year there, and then it was like, he thought he was
and they got
big shit.
I think they got into an option year.
Yeah.
And he opted out.
Yeah, exactly.
And nobody called him. And now you're in Jacksonville.
Yeah, because remember, it was the Bengals who had to beat the team for the Bills to get in.
Right,
and
Andy Dalton threw that touchdown.
Yeah, it was McDermott's first year.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that was big.
But you're right, though. Doug Marone, I remember him. He had a really good year or something.
He had a really good year.
Yeah.
Should have stayed there.
Yes.
But he opted out thinking that everybody else was going to, he's going to get a bigger job.
Yep. Nope. You actually demoted.
Yeah. Yeah, man. There's only 32 of those things.
Yeah.
So if you want one, just probably keep it.
Keep it. Yeah, exactly.
At least till you win some. Like, beat the Patriots a couple times, knock them out of the playoffs. Maybe just win the division.
Yeah. Do that.
Then kind of see what happens.
Maybe beat the Colts, just try that and down in Jacksonville, guys. Yeah.
But that's just a shame. But hey, at the end of the day, Fournette ends up in Tampa. Now that's the information I don't know what to do with.
Okay.
With the offense they run, obviously they have a kind of a stable of backs.
Yeah.
It's starting to look like it really is when you think about it. It's starting to set up how the Patriots were. We've got different.
Yeah, because we've
got a kind of every down back.
Yep.
We've got a faster back, and then we've got a
LeGarrette Blount.
We've got a throw option and stuff.
Yeah.
But my thing with Fournette is, it's going to sound weird because it's not a comparison. But he's a Derrick Henry type.
Yeah.
Meaning that he needs that 25 carry. That's when he's, his yards come in the fourth quarter after you've had to try to tackle him 22. And then those next 7 carries, he pops you.
Well, that's like, you hit it right on the head with it. It's a New England-esque running back stable.
Yeah.
You got all these different pieces because they've won how many Super Bowls with 3 different running backs?
Right.
James White, Rex, whatever the hell his last name is.
Burkhead.
Yeah, Burkhead. And then you have Leonard Fournette as the horse that's just going to take you right into the end zone. You know what I mean? And
And I think
I don't know. It'll be fun to watch that.
It'd be interesting because that's the way it's set up and that's would be Tom's influence because that's not a Bruce Arians thing.
No. He's not really a running back guy.
Hey, when we play guys that maybe can stop our passing, like we did in New England, hey, we're going to carry the ball 35 times.
Yeah.
Leonard Fournette.
Here we go.
Here's 35 carries. Now, next week, you might get 4.
Uh-huh.
So you're not going to get killed, but...
Yeah. And I like him. I like what Arians said because they asked him, because there's always this talk that Fournette's lazy or he's got a bad attitude, all this shit. He's a bad teammate in the locker room, all that stuff about him. He's like, hey, the main guys that I trust on this team that scout the players said had all the qualities that I like in a player, and he checked all those boxes, so I'm going to give him a chance.
Yeah.
You don't know him.
And you don't know. He came out of Jacksonville.
Exactly.
Everybody says that.
Everybody hated everybody in Jacksonville.
Yeah. It's a weird place. I wonder what it's like you're an NFL player, all right? And maybe you're number 50.
Mm-hmm.
You're not top 10 guy, you're the number 50 guy. You're happy to have a fucking job.
Yeah.
And it must suck to hate going into work every day.
It must.
Of this place is my
terrible.
God.
Nobody talks to each other. Everybody just sits in their locker and
you can't make friends because the next week if they make a tackle, they're going to get cut.
You're too good for this place. Get out of here.
I can't. I mean,
you're not wrong. It just seems like a bad environment to be in. And
100%.
It all started with all of the Tom Coughlin stuff, calling the players pussies for being injured. Okay, people get injured. It is a tough fucking game. Coughlin, it's not the fucking 60s anymore.
Right.
There's different injuries now. There's medical doctors on the sidelines.
And before there was all the love for Tom Coughlin.
Yeah, I know.
Hey man, let's remember a guy pinned a ball against his helmet.
Exactly.
Or you were fired.
Yeah. Pretty much.
That was the deal.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that, but to make it, it's like, oh, he's a guru. It's like,
ow.
You get these Super Bowls that was Eli Manning driven.
Yes.
And it was I still think he was in the grasp, to be honest with you, on the, when Eli breaks out and throws that ball down the field.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
9 times out of 10,
it's
that
a
play
pick.
gets called.
It's a sack.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's 4 linemen with their hands on him. Around him.
Yep.
They never let that play out in the NFL.
Nope.
Ever.
Yeah.
But
whatever. What are you going to do?
Kept his job for a couple more years. So, but it turned out that now he's a genius.
Yeah. Why? Why is he a genius?
What? He flung one up that just
when he was in Jacksonville, he was bad.
Yeah. Was never any good.
They were never any good. They were only good with Jack Del Rio. That was the only time that Jacksonville's ever good.
Yeah.
And then that one year with Marone.
I always like that when those coaches get the genius and guru statuses.
Yeah.
Like when you really take a hard look, for the most part, most coaches in the NFL are barely above 500.
Yeah.
That's a quality
coach.
NFL.
Yeah.
The whole league is designed for everybody to go 8-8.
Yeah.
That's what it's designed
for. It's called competition. I mean, they're pros.
But it's like, you're not a Belichick. He's a guru genius kind of guy.
There's minimal ones that you can give the guru label to. Just because you've won a couple Super Bowls doesn't make you a guru.
Yeah.
It doesn't. No. It does not make you a guru.
And that's the other thing of we brought Coughlin down, changed his culture down here into a winning one. Well, they didn't have that in New York.
Yeah.
And the culture was shit.
Exactly.
Nobody really got along.
No.
I mean,
it was New York. You could attract players to come to you because it was New York.
You still remember the one guy shot himself in the leg and everything, right? All that stuff. That happened in his watch.
Exactly. Good job, Coughlin. Probably called him a pussy too for not coming to practice the next day.
What a pussy. You going to prison now? Yeah. Ooh. Probably find him every day. He's not here.
He's not here. Unexcused.
That's but hey man, we're a week away.
I know it. Thank God.
Hey, by the way, you were giving me shit last week. We did have a college football game in 2 days.
I know. Yeah. I apologize for that.
Yeah. I know it wasn't a big conference, but it was you. And not to mention that, first play from scrimmage is an option for a 70-yard touchdown.
They ran a very sweet play because they pulled the guard the opposite way.
Yeah.
I was like, who the hell runs a fake pull? You know, I mean, it was good. It worked.
Got the linebacker out of there, didn't it?
It really did. I saw everybody tweeting it. It said, every linebacker coach ever, the guards bring you to the play.
Read the guard.
Yeah, read the guard. Read the guard. Nope, not this one.
I always remember that when I only played a couple years in high school, but it was, obviously I went to the same high school.
Yeah.
Team wasn't that big, so everybody was in the same meeting room, when you were doing films. And that, they had the cards for the keys. Every week, linebacker.
Read the
your
guard.
key is a guard.
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
What happens when he pulls the other way?
What if he does something different? What if the guard just stands there?
Yeah. Read him. Pass. What if they have shitty guards? It doesn't matter. Read them.
That would be like if you've seen this onslaught now of guys trying to outsmart the things so much to where like now you don't even know when somebody pulls if they're
if it's the player or not.
We pulled this guard to get him out of the way.
Yeah.
So we could run where he was.
Yeah.
What? What?
Yeah. We pulled both backside guard and tackle and then threw a bubble. What? Yeah, just got everybody moving.
That would probably fucking work.
It would, yeah.
That, what do they call it? The tunnel screen. Kind of clear that side.
Yep. I run something like that, but we don't pull. We just kind of go out, yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean, that's interesting. You start seeing that of, like, how do we eliminate, because that's all it is. We need 2 steps. We need this guy to go 2 steps.
Yep.
And we got him. That's the stuff I find interesting. I really wish, I told you how much I like Peyton's thing, how he breaks down stuff, and it's all quarterback stuff. But we talked about this last time at Belichick, but like a big guy, I want to see people breaking stuff down like this. Like, we did this by this guard taking 2 steps to the left and then dropping straight back. It made this safety take a half a step forward, which caused the corner to, all that shit that they're thinking about in the NFL.
It's, it would be cool just to sit down one time and just listen. You know what I mean? Just listen to people talk about that kind of stuff. It would be really interesting. I would just like to be a fly on the wall in any meeting room.
Yeah.
Anybody's. I don't care who it is. Just the differences of what, we're used to or we're used to seeing, and then going to like the pro level and listening to their keys and stuff. I find it very cool.
I was listening to, I think it was that same GM. He was talking about, because everybody says, they go into these systems and these offenses are crazy difficult to learn. Crazy difficult.
Yeah.
Like Bruce Arians being one.
Yeah.
And he said, Lombardi.
Okay.
That's who it was.
Okay.
He said, it's actually very simple to learn.
Yeah.
He said they don't do anything. He said they just run a lot of plays out of the same formation. He said the only thing to learn is if you know how to read the defense. That's it.
Yeah.
Because that tells you what route to run. He said, but the offenses really aren't complex. He said the same thing in Kansas City. Their offense is not complex at all.
Yeah.
It's just we line up, we run different patterns out of here, we throw this guy in motion to see what you're going to do.
Pretty much.
That's it.
Yeah. We'll see how you're pretty much the motion is what coverage you're in.
Yep. That's it.
What you're playing at the end of the day.
Yeah. It's, I think, and he was talking about that. He goes, I think where it gets down to it, like in the McVays and stuff like that.
Yeah.
When they have these offenses that goes, at the end of the day, everybody runs kind of the same stuff. And it's actually very basic stuff. It's just designed to beat the defense that they're in. He goes, but like McVay, he runs this. Well, if your running game's not working, it doesn't work. And the Patriots showed that if we take this linebacker and put him over here, it shuts your whole offense down, and you couldn't switch.
Yeah.
So, and you still haven't.
You're still running the same thing.
Running the same thing.
Yeah.
You opened up the next year against the Cleveland Browns, and they ran the same defense the Patriots did, and you didn't have an answer for it.
Yep. You struggled. Speaking of, I've been watching that Hard Knocks.
Have you?
It's the first time I've actually watched like the full seasons of it.
Yeah.
It's the first time I've had HBO, but I enjoy it.
It's a good show.
It is a good show. I love. I obviously love football.
Yeah,
but it's a different look at it. I mean, we're just used to watching the games.
Right.
We're used to listening to interviews. You know what I mean? Or or the Peyton Manning stuff. Like, that was always a new thing, but this is me watching Hard Knocks going, just listening to all the different stuff that they're talking about. It's just so cool. And I don't know why it's so cool, just because they're pros, but it just is very, very interesting the way that they do things.
Yeah. It's a no-nonsense kind. Now, obviously, they have their good times and stuff, but it's that guy doesn't have it, get rid of him.
Pretty much.
I mean, that's just the way it is.
I watched, they were doing cuts, and it was I was watching the Rams do the cuts, so it's McVay and Snead in there bringing the cuts, and I felt uncomfortable. I couldn't imagine, and I'm watching it on TV. I would hate to do that. Literally, your guy comes in, really hasn't had a chance to do anything other than in practice, especially this year. It's more the thing I'm looking at.
Well, yeah, there's no tape. They had no preseason games.
There's no tape, no nothing. You're literally looking at practice. He comes in, hey, literally the guy sits down, and it's just like, I got to get it over with. Hey, we're going to let you go today.
Yeah.
We really like this. We like this. Keep the phone on. Save our number. We may call you back for, practice squad stuff, but, appreciate your time.
Need your iPad.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it was just like, there wasn't any beating around the bush with it. There wasn't like, we're sorry. And then the one thing I respected of it is they told them why.
Yep.
One of them was a linebacker. Hey, he was a smaller linebacker. He goes, hey, the biggest reason why is we're trying to get more prototypical size at linebacker. We're bringing a couple guys in to try him out. Yep. They told him.
Which is weird because every other team's going the opposite way.
Yeah.
And going smaller and faster.
It wasn't you know what I mean? I understand. I understand what you're saying too, but it was like, I think more of the height thing, because he was like 5'10".
Oh, like a 5'10".
Yeah. So I think they were looking for more of like the height of a body shape, not necessarily like a big, thick linebacker.
So they wanted like a 6'1" guy.
Yeah, pretty much 6'2",
which is always like that. Always cracks me up. That it's like, well, man, if he's 6 foot. But if he was 6'1",
I know.
Like,
what?
1 inch?
1 inch is making that difference?
Really?
But seriously, though, and that's why I was like, okay, well, at least they told him.
Yeah.
Like, it pissed me. I've watched one before. I was like, hey, we're going to let you go today. Sorry.
I've never seen him apologize.
Oh, McVay, would apologize. Hey, sorry about it, but, if we appreciate the work you put in. That's kind of the deal. But it made me feel uncomfortable when I'm watching it on TV.
Yeah, because it's kind of that, like, oh, God.
Yeah.
And it's coming.
Exactly.
It's coming.
Yeah, exactly.
They're not bringing this guy in to praise him.
Yeah, it's...
But usually, now they've gotten away from it, but usually they pick a couple guys and they kind of tell their story. And then you get attached to a player and then he gets cut. And it's like, what the fuck?
What the fuck?
Why are you guys showing him so much if he wasn't going to make the team?
There's a dude for the Rams, undrafted linebacker. His dad was the strength and conditioning coach for the Packers when Favre was there. Okay, him and Favre are best friends. They were each other's best man at their wedding. And so he was, zooming with his dad, or then Favre popped on and started talking to him. I'm like, fuck, if this guy gets cut, I'm like, this is going to suck. He's going to disappoint. Yeah, not disappoint,
right.
But, he's like, he's got his dad, NFL guy. He just retired a few years ago, still a strength guy. And Favre, he's rooting for him too. I'm like, God, this Did
he?
Not yet.
Not yet?
Not yet. Probably the next episode.
Well, it has to be the next episode because we had games coming.
Yep,
they got to be down to...
Yep. And then, you remember the dude from LSU last year, the defense lineman, him and his dad and brothers would always do like the haka dances?
Oh, yeah.
Before the games.
Yeah.
He's on the Chargers roster, and he did it for the team. That was pretty cool. I wish I knew what they were saying. I think it's awesome.
You never do.
No, I'm like ready to fucking go after. Like, yeah, exactly.
I'll tell you the ones that were the worst is when they did it with the Bengals. Would have been...
Oh, yeah, I remember.
The year they were actually pretty good. Carson Palmer was still there. I might have think that's the year he ripped his leg up.
Could have been.
In the playoffs.
Yeah, against the Steelers.
That's probably the best team that they ever had.
Chris Kimoyatu rolls on him.
But, and they were still doing it at that, whatever that college was down in Kentucky. They were doing that. And the way they cut guys, dude.
Marvin Lewis a little brutal, is he?
Marvin Lewis didn't do it.
Oh.
Like if it was a borderline guy, like the final 5 cuts, guys that they maybe want on their practice squad. Marvin Lewis talked to him a little bit of, hey, we're going to let you go now. You didn't make the 53 man. Keep your phone open. Maybe we, you got to go through the waiver process and all that stuff. Maybe we get you back on the practice squad.
Uh-huh.
No. But the rest of the guys that, you know, when they're going from 100 to 70 and from 70 to 65 or whatever, their player personnel guy does it.
Oh, okay.
Like an animal. And I say that because he didn't bring you into the office.
He cut him out on the practice field?
Oh, no.
Oh,
no, buddy. Pounds and wakes you up at 5 o'clock in the fucking morning.
Get your shit, get out.
Guy answers the door. Hey, just gonna let you know we're gonna let you go today. You know, travel arrangements made here. You got to turn your playbook in, your iPad, and everything like that. And sorry, it didn't work out. It's like you fucking woke up. You couldn't wait till after breakfast.
Yeah,
I mean, like you had to get him out of there that day.
That day, god damn.
Are you guys renting those rooms by the hour? I mean,
it seems like it.
That's how they did it. He's walking through, you know, because they're, you know, staying at a college campus.
Exactly.
So he's walking from like dorm to dorm. Hey, we're gonna have to let you go today.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ, man.
Give him some time.
No, it's the Bengals.
Can I go back to sleep? Do I have to leave now?
Hey, we're gonna let you go. Probably a good thing we don't even have an indoor facility. That's why we wake you up by knocking on the door. Also, very aware that you don't have your own room because you're not, Carson Palmer. So
yeah, they were showing Whitworth was on the very first season, the season you're talking about of the Bengals are on there.
Yeah.
Whitworth's on there, and then now they're showing him this new season with the Rams and stuff, and he's been on Hard Knocks, the first one, and this one is like whatever, how long he's been in the league, but just like he's been in there for a long time and still doing very well.
Oh, he's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not at the, I like that he was with the Rams and he made it to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But now the Rams are kind of garbage.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not of the same caliber, but it's kind of like that Joe Thomas thing. Like, here's a super good tackle that just played for a team that was never going to.
Pretty much.
Now, granted, Joe Thomas, one of the best ever, Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Whitworth,
Could be.
But it's like just that situation,
solid,
man.
But he's solid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He never really, you knew who he was. He wasn't an all-star, you know what I mean? He probably made a couple all-pros.
Respected.
Exactly.
By
everywhere.
all the defensive end, everybody, Wasn't a Joe Thomas of like, man, I really don't want to go up against that guy.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it's I always think that with Joe Thomas of like, man, why'd you just keep signing contracts there?
Yeah, why?
I mean,
Denver, for 3 years in a row, his last 3 years in the league, heavily tried to trade for him.
Yeah, but that would have been no better.
No, it wouldn't have been any better. Oh, yeah, well, they went to the Super Bowl.
Oh, you're talking about when Manning was still there?
Yeah.
Was that within 3 years?
Yeah.
Huh.
His last, it was either last 3 or last 2.
I don't know. Time,
yeah,
time runs on.
Either, when Manning was still there, they were heavily trying to trade for him. Like, I at one point in time, I read it was like a second and next year's, and then the year after, or the year after's third.
Yeah.
Like that. I'm like, that's pretty good for a guy who's been in the league for however many fucking years,
I don't even know how long he was in. 12 years?
Something like that. 10 or 12.
Yeah. Wasn't long.
No, he could have went
for
longer.
linemen.
Yeah, he could have went longer.
Those tackles like that are 15, 16 years.
Yeah.
But then again, hey, when you
blow out your triceps.
Say, if he has 10 years and like 8 of those years, you won 2 fucking games.
Yeah, I'm tired of this.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Yeah.
Everybody says I'm the best in the league.
See ya.
Yeah, I'm not.
I'm not doing this again.
Kind of
poor
like
bastard.
kind of like what Detroit does with Calvin Johnson, and which they say that was
Barry Sanders.
They said that was something like, with the Calvin Johnson thing of he got pissed off at the franchise about some money, that they wouldn't pony up,
and
that's why he left, and the amount of money was like minuscule. It was like $1 million.
Yeah,
that's it. It was like just like $1 million. I'm like,
it's Calvin Johnson.
It's Calvin Johnson.
I mean, he's still going to go down as one of the best ever.
Yeah.
It's Calvin Johnson. Pay double it for him. It's Calvin Johnson.
Yeah, but it was something stupid like,
Yeah. Hey, we
we're
suck.
just going to sit on this.
Hey, we suck. No, we don't. Throw it up to Calvin.
Yeah.
That was their offense. Hey, we're in a hole. Okay, throw it to Calvin. He's fine. He's open.
That's another team. You know, you do that. You take Matthew Stafford's career and just wreck it.
Yeah.
I mean, you just wreck it.
Because he was actually one of the ones he was one of the very first quarterbacks that I remember that kind of elevated the shitty team. You know what I mean? Like they've always been bad. And I'm not saying that they were great when he was there, but he actually, you wanted to watch him because he was elevating the people there.
Well, you always felt like they had a chance to win.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean,
it wasn't every
they may
weekend.
have went, 4-12.
Exactly.
But they were,
Yeah.
well, like last year.
Uh-huh.
Would they 3 wins, 2 wins? What would they end up?
I think 4 wins.
4 wins?
3 or 4.
So I think it was like 10 of their losses. They had the lead in the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean that's NFL also.
They tied with the Cardinals, but had to lead the whole game.
It's all right there. I mean,
yeah, that's the whole point. But I mean that's what I mean. When I remember like first round draft picks, like Sam Bradford never raised up the level of the Rams. He
just signed massive contracts.
Exactly,
all the time.
but like I remember Stafford was one of the first ones I remember to be drafted number 1, number 2. Him and Matt Ryan were kind of the only ones where they elevated their teams that they were drafted on.
Yeah, that's another one because I always put Stafford in the category with Phillip Rivers.
Yeah,
Of it was Phillip Rivers is amazing,
mm-hmm.
but he only just had a couple years where they had a couple guys.
Yeah,
and hell, they go 14-2, but. But then you get into playing a playoff team of like, okay, they can shut down Antonio Gates.
Yeah, and stop LT.
Yeah, we got nothing.
Shit.
But, I mean, I think that's a big deal for Indianapolis because Indianapolis' offensive line is
pretty good.
Pretty damn good.
And they just locked up their center for the next couple of years, a few days ago.
And the last couple years for San Diego / LA.
Yeah.
He's got the shit beat out of him because they didn't block anybody.
Nope.
Anybody.
Yeah.
So that's I'm interested in that one.
Yeah. It is interesting. I hate Phillip Rivers.
Explain yourself.
Okay. Well, I'm a Broncos fan. There we go. There's number 1.
Okay.
As a child, I used to watch him and LT just beat the fucking pants off of us.
Oh, okay.
A lot. So I hated him. I don't like that he talks shit. I don't.
Really?
And I don't like his accent.
You don't like that he talks shit but does not curse?
No.
Does not.
Yeah, I understand.
I think it's funny. I love listening to it.
Let me rephrase it. Talking shit doesn't bother me. The fucker whines all the goddamn time during the games.
That's everybody, though.
I understand that, but I don't already like him, so that just takes it over the top.
Most people say Peyton Manning's the biggest bitch there ever was.
I understand that, but I liked Peyton Manning.
Really? I just made that up.
Oh, okay. Whatever. I'm going with it. Whatever you tell me, I believe. I don't care. I hate Phillip Rivers with a goddamn passion. But I hope it works out in Indianapolis because I don't hate Indianapolis.
I'm okay with Colts.
Yeah, I'm indifferent.
I'm a Bengals fan.
Yeah.
They're one state over.
Yeah.
And I don't like the Browns. So.
Yeah. I mean,
if they do okay,
it's okay.
I'm okay.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't bother me if they're good or not, but yeah, it's just.
I think I would pick them for that division.
I would too. Yeah.
I mean, I know a lot of people say with Tennessee and everything, it's like, I think,
let's
I know
see
it's a Derrick Henry thing. That's kind of what you banked on.
Yeah. Let's see if Tannehill can throw it.
I'm guessing you're going to have to test that of like, we're going to bring the safety down because we don't think that guy that you just paid a bunch of money to, we don't think he's got it.
No. We're going to go back and play a bear front against you, and let's see if we can do this.
The only thing that makes me want to see Tannehill, like, they close the box and make him beat him. And I just want to see him spin it like a superstar just so that dickwad up for the Jets. That's the only reason. Oh, you couldn't. Tannehill, he's down there. He threw for 5,000 yards and 35 touchdowns and 1 pick. What was you doing?
Yeah, he can't play. He's not a player. Sorry. Yeah,
that's the only reason. Yeah. I won't even mention that guy's name because I don't like him.
Yeah,
I don't know why. Well, I know why. He's a douchebag.
Yeah, He is
The person
though.
I don't know why I don't like is Russell Wilson.
Yeah,
I just have the same feelings that you have toward Phillip Rivers.
pretty much.
I don't like him.
Yeah.
I think he's too positive.
Yeah,
I really do.
You're not. Yeah,
I just
I get
say,
it.
he's like, hey, let's go, guys. Come on now. Come on. You know, we
Yeah.
all grew up with that guy.
yeah.
Yeah, come on, team.
Uh-huh.
Hey, fuck off, man.
We suck right now.
All the time?
Yeah.
All the time you're going to say this.
Yeah. He's a positive person, man.
I seen they made another signing of Josh Gordon.
When
with
are we gonna
one more chance?
When are we gonna let that guy just go?
I don't know.
I have no issue. Forget the whole weed shit. Okay, forget that. The guy,
because they're fine with it now.
yeah,
They're not.
The guy signs contracts and just leaves halfway through the year.
Well, I don't think that's all to it. I think he's been asked to leave because
Okay.
it's all been part of that
Gotcha.
testing program.
Yeah.
But now they're not really, which I don't know how that works because they're not really dinging anybody for marijuana anymore.
Yeah, I know. And then
But I wonder if he's still in the testing pool, though.
Yeah.
Probably.
The only issue that I have with it is how can we continue to sign this guy, but we will not give Antonio Brown a chance?
I think they're going to give Antonio Brown a chance.
They're just waiting.
Well, why would you sign him now?
To get him ready.
He's suspended for. You're not allowed.
I get it.
You're not allowed to practice with him.
I understand, but you got to learn something. I mean, I'm signing him now. You can sign him now and just let him sit there.
No, you can't sign him before the season starts. Because then you
Okay.
guarantee him for the whole year.
Okay.
So, I mean, there's a reason that happens.
I get it. But, I mean, I'm just saying, we continue year after year to give this guy the same amount of chances as everybody else. But yet, Antonio Brown has apologized, has actually worked on the shit that was bothering him.
Yeah. Had a sex tape come out the other day.
Yeah, I saw that. Whatever, man. Good for you.
She was,
going to town.
as I heard somebody say, just thought she was nibbling on a foot-long Tootsie Roll. It's like, okay. All right. Well, I mean, it's not, it didn't stick in the news cycle because it wasn't anything that anybody really cared about.
No.
It's like, hey, Antonio Brown's getting a Hummer.
Yeah.
Getting an old beige.
Yeah.
In the workout room.
In the workout
At
room.
his house, I assume, or whatever.
Yeah. That's like the least amount of things that's a thing anymore.
Nobody, like, it never even.
No, I saw it on Barstool. That's the most news I got out of it.
It never, I don't know that it ever trended.
I don't think it did.
It's like, oh, well, yeah.
Antonio Brown's getting head? Yeah, I just assumed that.
I think she was a porn star,
She's a
wasn't
porn
she?
star,
So
yeah.
I'm like,
that sounds about right. I don't know what the big deal is.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
I
think Jimmy
think-
Garoppolo was going on dates with porn stars, okay?
I think he's still dating one.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, I don't think it was going on. I think they were in a relationship.
See?
Jimmy G. But I think Seattle, I think that's the landing spot for Antonio Brown week 2 or 3.
See, I was thinking.
Because he's suspended for 8 weeks. I don't know that there's enough out there because you got to be a certain type of team that's going to take him.
I would say Seattle's a very good one because for some reason Pete Carroll does really well with the struggling people.
Yeah,
really
and it's not like he's not under contract. So as soon as somebody else makes an offer, they're going to find out and they'll make their offer.
Yeah.
But you bring him in week 3.
I would assume
because he's not even allowed in your building.
Yeah, you're right.
For the first 8 weeks.
Yeah.
So.
And I forgot about the suspension before you said it. I like him in the Niners uniform personally.
Well, I mean, they keep losing people.
I know. They keep, especially at the receiver position. It seems like
that girl can hang out with Jimmy G's girlfriend.
Exactly.
You know, they probably know each other.
They probably know each other.
Probably work together.
Yeah. I've seen her around the office or time or two. In detention,
I did see a stat the other day, or wasn't really a stat, but it was like the last 5 or 6 Super Bowls have all had a Patriots quarterback in them.
Really?
Well, Tom Brady for all the ones he played in.
Yeah.
Cam Newton.
Yeah.
Jimmy G.
Yeah.
I'm like,
oh,
holy shit. Yep.
Yeah.
They're all New
They're all
England.
there. Oh, finally, they officially announced that Cam Newton's the week 1 starter.
Walked it back.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That came out that he was the starter. Belichick never said it. Next day, Belichick goes, we're not announcing starters for anything. But he's also voted the team captain.
Yeah.
So it'd be funny if he was a backup. To, well, because Stidham's hurt.
Yeah, to nobody.
So who's there, Hoyer?
Yeah. No, I don't even think Hoyer's there anymore.
They cut him?
Hoyer was with the Colts last year.
Yeah, but I thought he was up in New England.
He might be now.
At
I
the
don't
beginning
know.
of the
He
year.
could be.
Well, before the whole Cam thing happened.
Oh, yeah. You know what? You're probably right.
He had a stint in New England, so he kind of
yep.
knew the...
Yeah, you could be right there.
There ain't no could be about it.
I'm just saying you could be. Okay, fine. God.
Maybe.
Also, I know we're going to both enjoy this one. Did you see any news coming out of Chicago?
Did they make their decision?
Yep.
Who was it?
Who do you think?
Mitch?
Yep.
Figured that. You know what? I did see that, but it ranked so low on the...
Yeah.
It's only going to last a week.
I mean, you have the most expensive fucking backup quarterback because they asked Nagy, they're like, hey, okay, you chose Mitch. Are you going to try to let Foles go or cut him because he's this big fucking cap hit? No, we really feel comfortable with having both quarterbacks on the roster. But, okay. I mean, why? Why?
You got a backup quarterback making 25?
Yeah. That was the only good move Jacksonville did all the offseason. They got rid of that fucking contract.
I think they're eating some of it, though.
I think they are, too. But I'm saying as a whole...
I don't think, really, when you look at it from Chicago's side, I don't think their number on him is that bad. I mean, it's not a good number you want to be paying a backup.
Yeah.
But it's okay. Mainly because Mitch's still on a rookie deal.
Exactly. And you don't know if he's going to be shit or not.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
I think you got a pretty good idea.
Gosh.
I mean...
Whew.
You look at that division.
Yeah.
Of Aaron Rodgers, from all sounds of it, looking phenomenal.
Yep. He's going to have a fuck you season. This is going to be the best.
Little chip on the shoulder. Fuck you guys.
Yep.
Detroit, Stafford's back. No more broken back.
Yep.
He's doing all right.
Cousins is Cousins.
If he dies, he dies.
Yep. If he dies,
he dies.
Man,
people got fucking
they
pissed
got mad
off about that.
I know. They got real mad.
I think I understand what they were doing because it was from a podcast.
Yeah.
And then it was, written out.
Uh-huh.
And there's a portion of that missing.
Yeah. I did hear it somewhere. I was talking like that's not the whole statement.
I listened to it.
Okay.
I didn't listen to the whole podcast, but I listened to that.
Uh-huh.
And then the one that kept getting retweeted is missing that little part of when he said, I wear a mask everywhere out of respect for everybody else, but I always wear a mask.
Uh-huh.
Just to me, I'm not really bothered. If I get it, I get it.
Yeah.
All those people were like just freak. Wow, you're going to kill somebody else. Like, boy, they conveniently left that part out where he said that he always wears a mask.
Yeah.
It just doesn't spend a lot of time in his head.
Uh-huh.
It's just weird. But
it just reminded me of Rocky IV.
Yeah. If I die, I die.
If he dies, he dies.
But that just means he's got that to say.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. I'm in.
I'm behind you. Then you got Chicago.
Yep.
So, you got one of the greats. Just a great quarterback on a bad team. Then a guy that didn't give a fuck if he even dies.
You like that? Yeah.
You like that?
And then Chicago.
Primetime playoff game. Pass interference.
Yeah.
Then in New Orleans, there might have been a push off. Maybe. A shove in the back by old Kyle Rudolph. But hey, no big deal.
No big deal.
He won a primetime playoff game.
Yep.
And then you got Chicago. Whose defense has to just be, because they're phenomenal.
Yeah.
But just say, hey.
Do we have to play the whole game?
And I know people say, well, their defense didn't play that well toward the end. I was like, well, hey, how many games did they only give up like 15 points?
Yeah.
And wasn't in the game.
Uh-huh. You knew it was
15-3.
Yeah.
Like, you know how hard it is to keep a team under 20 points in the NFL? This day and age?
It's ridiculous.
And they were doing it and losing.
Yep.
Of like, we're done.
Mm-hmm.
Checking out.
Yeah. I mean, it's score 21 points. Your defense probably helps you out at least a little bit.
You have to. That was the day and age of Bears type football.
Yeah.
Where it is that we're a staunch defense. We just need to score just enough.
Yeah.
Those days are kind of over in the NFL. Like, you got to score in the 20s.
Yep.
You have to. Because you're just, the way the rules are.
It favors the offense.
You're not keeping people under 20 points is
all the rules favor the offense, and every aspect of everything. I know they've tried to be better about it, but it still favors the fucking offense.
Yeah.
If there's a ball in the air and there's a flag, 90% of the time it's on the defense.
Always.
I mean, it's just what it is. So
Kyle Rudolph. Just the old Saints getting screwed again.
Yep. They're really good at that.
It always. I wonder if that's just like the refs. Like, all right, it's the end of the game. This is something we don't want to make the mistake they made last year.
Exactly. Fuck, we did it again. I love the Saints, and I don't know why they don't. They don't piss me off. They don't do anything. I like Drew Brees.
I think you just kind of root for him.
Yeah. I mean,
the whole Katrina thing
helped.
It's like, they played one seat where they didn't really have a fucking home, and then they end up winning the Super Bowl the next year. And I mean, it's just a good story.
It is. And, and then you pay players to hurt other players, and I get on board with that, I guess.
Yep.
And then, it's, then it's just kind of Drew Brees. And
it's like, Michael Thomas, Ohio State guy.
Well, you like the way they draft too.
Do a good job drafting.
They do a really good job drafting. I mean, Michael Thomas, Marshawn Lattimore, Kamara. Nobody even fucking knew who Alvin Kamara was in college.
Did anybody get a grasp of what the fuck was actually going on with that? Because
he was hurt.
Was he?
Yes.
Because it was like, well, he's not at practice. He's holding out. He
was hurt.
He left because he wants a new contract. It's like, but then it came out that no, he was always in the building.
Yes. He was hurt.
They're trying to rework it.
He was hurt, not practicing. Contract was actually being negotiated during these times, and actually they're on the same page about the contract. There's no disputes. He was just injured, hamstring, ankle, something. It finally came out that he was actually, you're right, you said he was actually in the building. He was just not practicing.
Yeah.
So they made
it came out like he was they had a breakdown, so he just left. He's not here. I was like, okay, well, so he's having a nagging injury, so he wasn't on the field. He's probably in the training room.
Yeah.
But nobody thought to ask that.
Yeah.
Okay. And I understand, but, he wants money. One, you're not Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
You're just not.
And you're not a horse. You're not an every down back.
Yeah. You're not, everybody's like, well, he got 17 or 18, whatever it was. It's like, well, you're not getting that.
No, Kamar's getting 10 to 11, maybe. Maybe.
Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Gets 12.
Yeah.
What was it? $25 million. I think he had 2 years guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
So
whatever that is.
Well, there's another one on the Leonard Fournette thing.
Yeah.
I seen that stat line. They started bringing that up. Everybody's talking about how shitty he was in Jacksonville. Leonard Fournette accounted for 30% of all their scrimmage yards.
Yeah. Yeah.
Christian McCaffrey accounted for 42% of Carolina's.
Yep.
And then I think Kamara was in like 29%, 31, somewhere in there. It's like, well, yeah, but you don't get that because that extra 12% is a big deal.
Yeah, exactly.
That McCaffrey's doing.
Yep. You get a lot of the passing. You don't necessarily get a lot of the run up the middle stuff
where
like
he's
that.
doing both. He got paid as a running back and a receiver, basically combined.
Yep. Yeah. So, I mean, for sure sign him. I mean, you know what I mean? I mean, he's a big part of their offense. Not necessarily we got to get him the ball.
Yeah, but you don't know what their offense is.
That's what, schematically he is. You need a guy like him.
I'm talking about the contract that he wants as far as the guarantee.
Oh,
this, you got to assume Drew Brees done.
Yeah.
So you don't know where,
I get it. I know what you're saying.
They can say, well, but Taysom's always been. Then why is he not the backup quarterback?
Yeah. Why is he playing special teams?
He's never going to. No. When Drew got hurt last year, how come Teddy Bridgewater was the quarterback, not Taysom Hill?
Yeah, it's not Taysom Hill.
He's not your quarterback in
Taysom
waiting.
Hill. No, nah. He's the guy. He's the guy everybody wants on your team because he does everything you ask him to do.
And that's what everybody says. Like, oh, we need to find us a Taysom Hill. Hey, man, they don't exist. Like, well, we need to get a Derrick Henry. Hey, no. He's 6'4", like 265, and runs like a 4.2.
Yeah,
nah,
no,
you're not finding that.
Can't
guy.
find that.
Both just took a drink at the same time.
Dead air there.
Dead air.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's always. I don't know what the Saints are gonna be.
Yeah.
Because I thought last year. I know people don't. They say it was fine, and I know he missed 5 games with his thumb or 4 games, whatever that was. But to me, in the playoffs, it just looked like Drew Brees, like there wasn't a lot of zip on his pass.
Yeah.
You know? It just seems like it'd be interesting to see this year what his arm looks like. It looks like it's a little
Yeah, exactly. I'm interested the way that they're going to work in with Emmanuel Sanders and Michael Thomas. Who you going to cover? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Michael Thomas got a lot of the double teams, a lot just because of...
And it didn't matter.
It didn't matter, no. But yeah, you had to worry about Ted getting a little bit on the deep ball.
Yeah,
now
he's top-off guy.
And now Emmanuel Sanders runs every route.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? Who are you going to... Who you going to guard? You know what I mean? I'm interested to see how that works.
Michael Thomas.
You are.
Because Emmanuel, he just... you're going to let him go if he goes, but...
I mean, he's still a dynamic enough where you got to worry about him.
But it always, remember this... every time there's somebody like that comes into a place, they just never end up being...
No, they don't.
Even what they needed of like...
Yeah.
Boy, it seems like nobody's even paying attention to him anymore, and he's not getting open.
Yeah.
I mean...
Yeah. I'm interested. I feel like that dynamic could work in that essence.
Yeah.
But I'm interested in that.
That's why I like the Ted Ginn portion of it, because it's because that help always comes from a safety.
Uh-huh.
And Ted Ginn's the guy that keeps a safety honest because he's faster than everybody still.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I liked it. Of like, all right, well, he's cheating. Okay, Ted, just
go.
You just run fast. We'll throw it.
Uh-huh.
I'd like to see him. Where'd he end up?
I want to say Chicago.
Yep. What is MVP Mitch gonna do with that speed?
I don't know. You can't throw the ball that far.
Get it there.
Yeah.
I mean,
you don't have Ted Ginn running slants, I tell you that much.
No.
Oh, hey, this just in. Deshaun Watson agreed to a $160 million deal with $11 million guaranteed.
What?
A 4-year extension.
You mean 111 million or just 11 million?
So yeah, I can't. No. My bad. My eyes are bad. I couldn't read it that much. I was like, it made. When I said it, I'm like, well,
11 million.
No, 111 million
Okay.
guaranteed. Yes, 4-year extension.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
had to do it. It's the best thing he's ever done.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I mean, you got rid of all his best receiver for nothing.
Yeah,
but
you had to keep the quarterback there, couldn't you? Yeah.
Boy, that just makes it. Oh, Dak.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, boy, everybody else keeps getting it. But
yeah.
Which because he signed his franchise, right? So they're not even allowed to talk till after the season.
I'm so excited for the NFL because there's so many different things that can play out in this.
Well, there's so many storylines of like, because there's one too of like, well, he's guaranteed $32 million. What if he rips his knee up though?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, now granted, I'm sure he's got $100 million. What's that? Lords of London or whatever they call that.
Yeah.
Pay. He probably wrote a check for $100,000, and if you get hurt, you get $100 million.
Uh-huh.
But if you don't, you're at $100,000.
Yep.
So,
but I'm so excited for the NFL. I'm just excited for quality football to be back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you watch? I don't know if you probably weren't awake, but I watched some of they had college games on Thursday.
Yeah, it's tough when they try to play those at 10.
I know. Well, the one kicked off.
Or at 8, 9.
Yeah, it was either 7 or 8. I can't remember, but
they always have weird times with like the Conference USA,
something like that. Yeah,
or whatever.
Was it wherever UAB?
Yeah,
it was UAB and Southern Arkansas, Central Arkansas, or something. Right. I watched till halftime. I'm like, I just needed some football. It was terrible, but I just needed some football.
Yeah, Big Ten and Pac-12 can't do it, but these guys can.
70 Ohio's high school teams played last night.
Yeah,
and the Big Ten can't find a way to do it.
And you played last week too, yes?
Yes.
This was week 2.
This was week 2.
Yesterday.
Yes.
And I have yet to hear any problems that came out of week 1.
Nope.
So,
yeah.
But I guess we segued. Can't talk right. Segued into that because we hadn't spoke about the Big Ten yet.
No, and we've done it
because we actually have some football. To talk about coming up, but my hopes were up all week.
Yep.
They're down now.
I know.
Like I thought, okay, they're going to get this turned around and get it going. I don't think they're gonna.
No, I don't think so either. I got pissed off when they decided to say, well, we want to do what the Pac-12 is going to do. We're going to partner with them because of tradition. What the fuck?
I don't understand why people are hanging on to these traditions, because it's not a tradition. Because your best team never goes to the Rose Bowl to play, because it's going to the playoffs.
Exactly.
For shit that matters.
Yes. I just, that pisses me off. You're the Big Ten. You're not one big giant conference.
And nobody cares about the Pac-12.
Nobody gives a shit about the Pac-12.
The Pac-12 doesn't care about the Pac-12.
No, you don't hear any of those parents fucking protesting to try to get the season back.
They're like, at least we don't have to watch that shit.
Yeah, we can actually watch good football on Saturdays now.
Yeah.
I mean, and
why their schools aren't upset or anything like that? They don't have the kind of TV contracts that the Big Ten has.
Mm-hmm. I really do. I mean, mostly the Big Ten, I follow Ohio State, obviously.
Right.
But the way that the parents have done their part in trying to get all these things signed and, standing outside the offices, they're trying to get their kids to play the sport that they love.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I applaud them for that, to trying to do their fucking best to try to do it, because they're not ignorant. They understand that, we have to be safe, but at the same time, these guys can play.
And that's one of those things, too, of like, you want everybody to be safe, but we're going to say this, because people freak out. You'll see, anytime there's a mention of maybe the Big Ten coming back, there's always some freak out person going, oh, so football's more important than keeping these people safe and blah, 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 blah. Yeah. It's like, look, if it was that concerning to the school, they sure as shit wouldn't have their students back.
Exactly.
They have their students back so they can charge them full boat.
Uh-huh.
That's why.
That's exactly
why. Because if not, they'd do it online.
Yep.
Because you don't need to be there.
And if it was such a big deal for high schools not to do it, the OHSAA wouldn't have put out all these new things to do it, because they want the money.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the bottom line of it.
Yeah. It's one of those, and they keep talking, the October 10th or October 20th, whatever they were looking at or whatever. If those are the die dates, because if you can't get a team to the college football playoff, just scrap the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, there's no point to do it.
There's no point in playing.
No. You get the Pac-12 and Big Ten, you guys are going to have some stupid fucking Rose Bowl in fucking February?
Yeah.
Stupid.
That nobody cares about?
Yeah. Because we're going to be watching the college football playoffs?
Yeah. Gonna move on without you.
Yeah.
And that was the other thing of, the Big Ten always talking about how they were talking to all the other conferences and see what they were going to do. Then why were they the only conference that's scheduled for Labor Day weekend?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not so sure. Was they opening up on a Thursday? Should they have opened up like 2 days ago?
Northwestern.
Yeah.
Or Purdue, one of the two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like their first game should have been already happened.
Should have been on Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why did you have that scheduled?
Nobody knows.
Everybody else scheduled for the end of the month.
Exactly. Just fucking stupid.
And then even that, other teams were successful and already did it.
Yeah. I don't know. It just bugs me. The ignorance is what bugs me.
I don't like the fact that they have you don't all have to come in there's 14 schools?
Yeah.
It's hard to keep track.
Yeah, because they just keep letting shit schools in.
Hey, if you don't want to play, let the teams opt out.
Mm-hmm.
And let the teams, if 8 of them want to play, let them play.
Let them play.
The other ones don't have to play.
No.
It's only about a couple teams.
Yeah, maybe 4.
At the most. It's about Ohio State, Penn State, probably Wisconsin.
That was my 4th.
And, you can coin flip Michigan in there.
Yeah. Those were my 4.
Nobody else matters.
No, nobody else matters.
Like if Rutgers doesn't want to play, I get it. That's fine.
Yeah. Okay. You're not breaking my heart over here. Maryland, go just stay over there where the fuck you are. Yeah.
Come back in basketball.
Yeah. Maybe.
Why you guys were brought in and you shit the bed on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's at least the Ohio State president came out and she said, hey, we want to play, which I think she realized you want to keep your job.
You should probably say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know if you're like the Michigan president, but if you don't know that Ohio State football is a big deal, you are living in a fucking hole.
I still think that's funny, like when all the money stopped coming in from donations and they're like, well, why?
Yeah. You're not playing football, jackass.
I can't remember who it was that was kind of making fun of that, of all these people thinking in there, goes, you know why? they like our school because of our physics department. Nah. No, they don't.
No, they don't.
It's all sports.
Yeah.
Always has been.
Always will be. It's just the way it goes.
Yeah, I think we're all well aware, besides if the degree you get from college doesn't say like fucking Harvard or Yale or Stanford, it doesn't matter where it came from.
Yep.
It just doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
So you mean nothing. Well, I got a business degree from Michigan. Gives a fuck.
Yeah.
I got it from a technical college, and I just got the job instead of you. What I mean,
what's it matter?
What's it matter?
Yeah. Stupid shit like that pisses me off. But yeah, the ignorance of it.
Got a degree from DeVry.
Yeah. The ignorance from those people.
Here. Oh, that's Owings. Owens Community College. Sorry, what was you saying before I started spouting out different
jingles.
commercials?
Just keep doing your goddamn jingles. I'll sit over here until you're done.
I'm done. I'm out. I don't know anymore.
The ignorance, I've said it 5 times, but it's the ignorance that makes me mad because it just doesn't seem like they're willing to listen.
No.
It seems like they've already had their fucking minds made up of, we don't really give a fuck what you guys have to say.
We're going to be heroes.
We're going to be heroes.
You know, the funny thing is
be a hero, baby.
When they go, well, you're not going to know the repercussions for 10 years. Like, hey, you keep making these decisions. What are you going to care when you get shit canned and don't have the job in 10 years? It's
not going to bother you at all.
Why is it going to take 10 years?
I don't know. I keep hearing that number too.
Because I assume if it was well, you just won't know for 10 years. Like, I'm pretty sure if somebody dies, like, you're going to know pretty instant.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think
you're just not going to know how much you have to pay till the lawsuit's over.
Exactly. I think that you're using it as more of like other disasters that have happened in the country.
Yeah.
And how long it's taken. I'm assuming that's the only logical way that they're looking at it.
Yeah. Well, I think the one thing is you just don't know. I seen the Penn State doctor about the myocarditis. About 30% is he was seeing.
Oh, okay.
I
don't know what myocarditis is, but
it's a swelling kind of the heart. It's a carditis. There's multiple.
Yeah.
Whatever the first part of the carditis is, but it's kind of swelling, inflammation around the heart.
Yeah.
And said that that's what can kill you. If you get COVID. So he says that, and that he's going out on that to push to not play. Which is weird because coming out of Penn State as their athletic director is very gung-ho into we need to play.
Yeah.
So he says that, doctor.
Mm-hmm.
And then another doctor comes out and says, well, we find that to be the outlier because we didn't see any of that in the kids that we tested in the SEC.
Yeah.
And then another doctor comes out and goes, well, that's a little misleading what you're saying because any infection that you get, whether it be the flu or anything, you'll get a little swelling around the heart because, that's what happens.
Yeah.
So are you saying that this was that, or is this just people that just have it?
Yeah.
It's like, well, who the fuck do you, I mean.
Who do we listen to? You listen to who you want to listen to.
You have a doctor that says this is bad.
Yeah.
And then another doctor of the same stature says, no, it's the opposite.
Yeah.
Like, well, okay.
You believe who you want to believe. Pretty much. I mean, if you want to believe that it's bad, you got to believe that guy. If you're the same way the rest of us are and say, it's probably not that bad, you believe that guy. I mean.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird that people that have the same degree.
And credentials
see it. I mean, not just a little, not slightly different.
Yeah, just complete
opposites.
Yeah.
Of like, stay in the, within 10 feet of the corner of your basement and don't even come upstairs. And then the other one's like, well, you can just go around, just, don't lick people.
Yeah. Try not to spit on people.
Try not to spit on people.
Yeah.
It's just weird. But in a roundabout way, I've get the feeling that I'm not saying Big Ten football's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But it's not going to happen.
A part of the playoffs. System. Yeah.
They won't get it done.
Nope.
They are dragging their feet to get to this weekend because nothing's going to happen to at least Tuesday.
Yep.
They drug their feet enough this last week.
Yeah.
To see if the holiday weekend pushes out, and if they can push through till the NFL kicks off, I assume on Thursday.
Yeah.
and people just fucking forget about it.
Uh-huh.
Gets out of the news cycle since you have NFL.
Yep.
And then they'll still shoot for that, later.
Winter.
We need some money.
Winter
type
season.
stuff.
Winter college football.
Plus, you see the NCAA was furloughing their staff.
Yep.
For 3 to 8 weeks.
Yeah.
It's like, well, thanks for specifying that well, you might be out of work for 3 weeks.
Or 2 months.
Or 2 months. Welcome to the world.
Yep. Oh, gosh.
Who knows where anything goes.
So I have, I don't even know how much time we've been going, but before we clock off here, clock off, baby. That's the new one. There was some NBA news yesterday that I didn't understand at all. The Nets hired Steve Nash as their new basketball coach. Now, they say Kyrie and KD approve. There's got to be some people out there who have coached before.
Yeah.
That you want to look at. I'm not taking anything away from Steve Nash. Incredible fucking player. Deserves every award, anything he's ever gotten. But at the same time, you know what I mean? It just seemed odd to me that they hire a guy with no experience.
Because what was he doing?
I thought
he working in the front office for Golden State, wasn't he? Doing some scouting, I think.
Okay. I thought he was doing something with soccer at some point.
No. He was doing something, I think, with Golden State.
Okay.
But, scouting or whatever. It's not. Not saying he's not.
I'm not saying he's not qualified either. It's still Steve Nash. But I'm looking at it as there hasn't been a lot of players that have come back as coaches and have been successful.
I think my thought on that would be is just Kyrie and Kevin.
Yeah.
Kind of like how the whole Tyronn Lue thing, that's who LeBron wanted.
Yeah.
Even though he really wasn't the coach.
Uh-huh.
I think you're going to get hey, Steve, you're not really the coach.
Uh-huh.
Like, you're a 2-time MVP. We'll listen to what you got to say.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, we're going to do our own thing.
At the end of the day, we've got 2 massive stars here that are going to, do what they do.
Yeah.
I don't know who was coaching them anyways.
I don't know. It's the Nets.
When did they fire Jason Kidd? I mean, that's how long I haven't paid attention.
Yeah.
Is I know he was a coach for them at one point, but I don't remember when.
I don't either. But I thought that was weird. You got a lot of other people that actually have done it before. Not saying that he's not a quality candidate. I'm not saying that at all. But people have actually done it, and there's some guys out there who've done it successfully.
Yeah,
I might add that. Okay, well, we're just going to give this guy a try. It's a Nets thing to do.
Yeah.
It's a big publicity thing. It's a big name. They're getting it out there. I get it. But I'm like, ugh.
Well, I didn't watch it, but I seen Stephen A. went hard in the paint about it. It was just a white privilege thing that had nothing to do with.
Yeah. I didn't see that part, but.
Yeah. That you had all these other guys like Tyronn Lue and stuff like that. It's like, well, last I heard, I think Tyronn Lue was like the 76ers was kind of where he was going to end up.
Okay.
And for another point, I don't know that he had any coaching experience when he got the Cavs job.
I don't think so.
So,
but he's Doc Rivers' number 2.
Yeah.
So I don't even think you can hire him at this point because they're still in the playoffs.
Yeah, but that that goes.
You can.
Oh yeah, you can. Yeah, you can because what's his name that just got shit canned from the Pelicans? He was the number 2 at Golden State and got hired before the playoffs were over to coach the Pelicans. He already knew.
Oh, Alvin Gentry?
Yeah. He already knew he was going there while he was still the assistant.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
He'd already signed the deal.
Okay.
It was just, got to play out the year.
Gotcha.
But, yeah, it's
weird
I don't
hire
know why.
Yeah.
I don't. I think it's just that it's the Nets. I think honestly.
I mean, I get it's a name, Steve Nash. You might get people to come to the game.
Though?
Half the kids probably watch the NBA now.
Have
Probably
no
don't
idea who he is.
Exactly. I have no idea who Steve Nash is.
He is.
Yeah.
I mean, by the time, because he played in Phoenix, his MVP years were in Phoenix.
Yeah. And they just got smoked by the Lakers every year. The playoffs.
And the franchise to most people doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
And when he went to the Lakers, it was, so it didn't get any of that Laker shine on him because
they were terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I like I said, I'm not saying he's going to be bad.
He's the only 2-time MVP. He's the Only 2 times has an MVP averaged less than 20 points a game, and it's him.
Yep.
Both times.
Yeah, because he averaged like 40 assists a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like Steve Nash. I remember watching him play as a kid. You know, I didn't have anything against him, but it's just like, it seemed weird to me.
He's nice. He's
Yeah.
Canadian.
Yeah. Fuck Canada. Just in case you're listening. Just kidding.
Yeah, it's
Hey?
that was kind of weird.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not shocked when I see shit like that happen
Especially coming out of a bad team.
out of a bad team and in the NBA.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, ain't nobody watching.
No, it's so bad.
Nobody cares.
Nobody
Like,
cares at all.
The bad thing is I kind of look at the Twitter on the trending thing.
Yeah.
That kind of tells you where it's going. Of like
A LeBron dunk is pretty much the only thing that'll trend.
Trent or that.
Yeah.
Or turning a guy getting hired into a
A big-
shitstorm. I mean, that trended.
Yeah.
But other than that, like overtime games and buzzer beaters. Nah.
No, yeah. Nope.
Plus, I mean, it's just weird timing.
Yeah. You're hitting right in the break of the start of football. Nobody's watching.
Nobody
Sorry,
cares.
guys. Nobody is.
They weren't.
Nope.
They didn't. I don't like the way they did it. Give me some hot mics, I'll watch.
Yeah.
I want to hear what those guys are saying. But you're not.
Nope.
So.
Making it boring.
Yeah. Now it's gotten into that, I guess you'd call like into that dog day of like, now we're just kind of seeing who's going to be in the finals because I think where they lost it was those fucking 8 games.
Yeah. Yeah. We didn't need them.
No. You could have just had like 2 or 3 scrimmages that you didn't need to air at all. You could have just, hey, let's get in shape.
Yeah, if you wanted those other teams in, then those last 3 teams could have done a coin flip and played, and then the other guy got a bye, and then they played each other.
And it changed nothing.
No.
And actually, all it did was people started shitting on LeBron because he wasn't playing all that hard. So you had like your superstars in there that were already a lock. Hey, I'm not going to get hurt in these 8 games because
they don't matter.
They don't mean anything to our team. So basically, you started out as, we'll say the only sport because, I mean, baseball was playing, but nobody's watching that either.
No.
But you started out with bullshit games that don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
The NFL starts Thursday, and they got rid of their bullshit doesn't matter games.
Exactly.
To the point where it's screwing over some of the players.
Yeah, exactly. Because we're just starting out with the season.
Hey, we got cut. We got no preseason game tape, so we might not even get practice squads because nobody even knows who we are.
Yeah, it's a shit show over there.
Yeah,
down there in the bubble,
in the
Buble.
Yeah, fucking NBA. I mean, for the most part, Adam Silver's made most of the right decisions. I mean, he took his time. He didn't
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we delay. We'll make a decision in a month.
Yep.
Okay, well, we don't have any more information. We're going to push it back a couple more.
Yeah.
He never panicked. He made the right decisions.
Never did anything like that.
They seem happy with the way they've kind of handled the bubble.
Yeah. You know what? For a organization or a league or whatever you want to call it that doesn't get a whole lot of publicity, they've always had really good fucking commissioners.
Yeah.
I mean, what was it? Was it David Stern? Was it the last one? Yeah. Great commissioner. The Silver, pretty good one. Hasn't really done anything to piss anybody off. I mean,
no, he's handled when you hit in situations like this, he's handled them well.
Yeah, I mean,
their main problem is their main problem is almost one of their main strengths.
Okay,
is that they're star driven.
Yeah,
nobody's a fan of a team. You're a fan of a player.
Yeah.
Like you're a fan of LeBron.
Yeah,
you like Cleveland when LeBron was there, and now you like LA because that's where LeBron is.
Yeah.
So you don't have...
And you get too many teams.
Because when you take about like a superstar of, say, with the Colts, Peyton Manning goes to Denver, all those fans were not Denver fans.
No.
They were Colts fans.
They just liked Peyton Manning still.
All those Patriot fans aren't Tampa Bay fans.
Nope.
It doesn't work that way.
Exactly.
So the NBA has it.
Yeah.
They love their stars. But now the teams don't.
Yeah. And for me personally, there's too many teams. You don't need 30 teams.
Well, when you have 10 stars and they all play on the same team.
Exactly.
It's like, well, we have 10 superstars and they are split up between 2 teams, 3 teams.
Yeah, exactly.
So now these other teams got nobody.
Mm-hmm.
They tell you what, if they got rid of 10 teams,
It'd be perfect.
because how many teams are in it?
30.
30. So if they had 20 teams,
Mm-hmm.
now you're going to get,
Now you're going to get some competition because
Yeah.
you just can't stack. You can't afford to stack 5 people that are awesome on your one team.
well,
you know what I
you're
mean?
just going to, basically what you're doing is you're eliminating 10 through 15
Uh-huh.
because those guys just aren't going to be in the league anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, now you're taking,
Mm-hmm.
the talent pool's just
Yeah.
not deep enough.
Nope.
And plus, it'd be different too, and you'd never get that done. It'd be different too if you got that hard cap in
Mm-hmm.
of, well, you can't really do this
Yeah.
because the salary cap was $80 million and you guys spent $140.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah.
Also, the only league that ever steps in and takes a trade down,
Yeah, I know.
like the Chris Paul thing
Yep,
when he was going to
yep.
go to the Lakers,
Lakers.
they step in and
Nah. That's
that
too
makes them
much.
too good.
Yep.
What?
What? It's really the only time you've ever seen coaches get traded either.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doc and whoever the hell was traded out for him.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I think draft picks. I don't even think it was coach for coach. I think it was Doc went to the Clippers for draft picks.
Yeah.
It's weird. Got traded for a washing machine. We really thought we needed ours, but we had to pull the trigger.
Had to pull the trigger. You guys don't have a? Do you guys have a gurney or stretcher?
Jackie
Jackie
sold it.
Just doing an awful job at supporting his neck. Oh man. Well, I don't know how much else I have as far as sports
either.
go. We got
No.
football coming back next week for the
Yeah.
NFL.
College today.
College today. Big time college starts in a couple weeks.
Yep.
My thoughts are the Big Ten will play, but it'll be in like December. That doesn't fucking matter. It'll just
Yep.
be some JV games.
Yeah.
And you'll start seeing most of their draftable guys
Leaving.
leaving.
100%.
So. All right.
All righty.
That's it.
Whiteside.